Hello guys and welcome back to the first podcast of 2022, so Happy New Year to everyone. It's Series 2, it's Episode 4. We finished 2021 with a bit of a bang. We had a good podcast with ex-managers and current manager, etc. We're doing the first one of this year with not only a very good friend of mine, but someone that's been involved with the club an awful long time as well, and that is Paul Whitfield. Welcome, Whitty.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
Not too bad,
obviously,
mate.
Bit disappointing with the result last night. We played Holywell. From my view, they came out the blocks a bit quicker than we did. Two sporty goals, if you ask me, and what have you, and we just didn't seem to really get going. How did you feel?
It wasn't pleasant for us. The lads, obviously, we're all hurting from it. The lads will bounce back because it's a great group of players. Unbelievable management through to every player in that squad. They are immense. We warned the lads about starting quick, and they came out the traps a lot quicker than we were. Yeah. We never really settled into a rhythm, got our passing game going, and whether or not the red card killed the game off and they just sat back and we couldn't really break them down. It's, football goes, it's
that is a game of football though, isn't it? And that is something I thought to myself last night watching the game, under floodlights Friday night. It is football. The way they celebrated the win, I think, is a sign of respect to us on the calibre of team we are to beat when we do get beat. So I'd always like to take the positive out of what anyone could feel is a negative. But let's talk about you. Let's let our people know who are listening to us, the fans, everyone that listens to the podcast. It's a bit of a sad one today because tomorrow you move on to a new club.
Yes.
A new era of your life. A new challenge. I would say new career, but it's not a new career. It's in the career that you love, and you're finally going back to full-time football. Yeah. So, if you want to tell everyone what the crack is.
So, I was approached middle of December to go in and apply for a role at Swansea. To oversee the academy with the head of goalkeeping there, and also to be the lead coach for the under-18s as goalkeeper coach.
Brilliant news. So applied for it, got it?
Yeah, well, the application actually shut, and then I was asked to apply for it. I went through the whole process, and I've been fortunate enough to be offered the job, so it was
fantastic. Great news. Shame it's South Wales.
It is.
Not
far away though, are we?
Going to miss our cups of coffee, mate, and chit chats, but we've got Zoom, we've got modern technology, so no, good new start for the club. I know the club's gonna miss you dreadfully. The input you have first team wise, all throughout the club. But let's just tell everyone who's watching the podcast where we actually started when it came to the club.
Wow.
All those years ago, before
12 years
before children, wasn't it?
We're looking about 12 years. We both, Grant actually signed. Grant and Jamie were the managers. I met them in the roast funny enough, and they asked me to come along, signed. So I agreed to it.
They knocked on my front door and asked the same question, didn't tell us each of us were signing, etc.
So that was how it went, and from there played that first season, which was it was a good first season. We were close to being top of the tree in the
it was a good close-knit team as well, wasn't it?
It was, and actually we won the League Cup that year as well, which was an unbelievable day because it led into our end of season do that night. So presentation night, and it was all in all a fantastic day, fantastic time.
So after that, the club have gone into academy wise to settle their academy, and seem to remember us on the first day taking a group of kids. I wouldn't say a group of goalkeepers who
they weren't that bad.
We've worked on over the years. Some have actually gone on now. Cameron Darling.
Yeah.
Has left the academy and he's gone on to Connors Quay, now moved on to Buckley.
Yeah, so he's playing the first team there.
Yeah, he actually played against us as well, didn't he?
Did.
So that, it's nice to see when you think back about it. Liam Jones, come from the academy, in and out with us really, trying to find his feet in footballs, now signed for Llanfecken.
Needs to run the games, to be fair to him.
Yeah, get them under his belt and what have you. But good lad, nice to see them progress throughout and through. But yeah, going back to the beginning, I remember not on the pitch because it was an ornament, if you remember, the grass pitch, weren't allowed to touch it.
No.
Bless him, Roger and Roger running around shouting at everyone and what have you, and Herbie Montgomery, throwing shovels at you and what have you. Plank, Ken Davis, But,
bless him.
Bless his cotton socks. So we're on the grass, aren't we?
Yeah.
John Bright's.
He's training in between the little mugger and the.
That's right. Yeah.
The 3G pitch or the AstroTurf as it is.
Yeah.
So because we could use the floodlights in the winter.
Precisely, and we're talking about 12, 14 years ago. I reckon it's more than 12 years ago, It's 12, 14 years ago, but where we come from to where we've got now, we've got the 3G, we've got the academy with over 200 boys and girls in it, the junior, get your teeth in, giddy, junior section has grown and what have you. So thinking back nostalgia wise, I think we may have gone down a few wrong avenues, but I think the main road we stuck to it.
Well, I mean, no roads plain sailing, is it? Let's be honest. It's always a bumpy ride, but from where we've taken the goalkeeping and how I'd like to think, especially in this area, because obviously we used to do the Friday night sessions as well. Yeah. I'd like to think that goalkeeping has improved in the area. Some might agree, some might not disagree, but that's the beauty of football. Everyone's got an opinion. Yeah, well,
just so the people know, we opened our own schools, didn't we? Yeah. We had Menai Bridge, we had Llandudno, Kibble Bay, Harden, Denby. We had a good handful of schools there, didn't we? And good handful of girls and boys, goalkeepers and what have you. It was good. We did a trip to Liverpool, which
times,
we got them all in there with Mark Morris and what have you. It's the journey's been an enjoyable one.
It has been.
So, and like we say, you go into Swansea now. It's a new journey to start.
It is. It's a challenge I've always. You know what I've been like, and I can be a pain in the backside at times. First, I'm passionate in what I do, and I set my stall out high, and I like to see people achieve or try and achieve their aims or their goals in life, and to get players and especially the goalkeepers to get them into the first team is the next thing that we're trying to do, obviously, with the club.
Yeah, definitely couldn't agree more. And that's the whole point of the academy, leading to the 19s, to the 23s, to the first team. It's progression up the ladder, and I think we've finally got it now. I can talk for all the goalkeepers. I think you've got the likes of some of the younger goalkeepers, under 13s, under 14s, under 15s. They're looking up, and they're seeing Sean Pearson, they're seeing yourself walk on the pitch, and Ashley, Tom. They're looking at them thinking, that's my aim, that's my next step. At
the end of the day, Peel's top of the tree at the present moment in time, and like they say, he's there to be knocked off. But his performances this season have been fantastic.
And as we know, as in football, though, that could change overnight, couldn't it?
I know, but he's been very, very consistent.
No, he has.
Fair play to him.
He has. He's looked after himself well in lockdown as well.
He has done, and he's been a pleasure to work with, because you get to a certain age, and sometimes you're not into new ideas or new styles or things, and it's more they kind of, the older you get, the more dictate the way that you coach. Whereas the younger ones will be more of a sponge, and they'll be open to ideas. But in fairness to Sean, he's been fantastic. He's been open to every idea, and every little session I put on, he's asked questions which I want, and we've worked well together. I think he's on 9 clean sheets out of 18-19 games we've played. Yeah. So return wise, the back four, Sean controlling that has been really good. Really good.
No, it's been a good run in. I'm just thinking now, top of my head, we've lost 2, drawn 3.
Lost 3 after last night.
Was it lost 3? Yeah. Lost 3. So 3 and 3. 16, 17 games. You know, we'd had 10 wins. You know, and I'm going to be. You know, GKU coming out now, I think an awful lot of those wins are to do with Sean being in sticks.
You look back to not obviously last night's game, but the previous one before, was it just before Christmas, I think it was. Was it Llandudno at home?
Guilsfield?
No,
Guysfield?
No, it was Guilsfield. We won, I think it was Llandudno.
Sean pulled a save off about the 88th minute, didn't he?
Yeah. And that's massive. Those 3 points, it's gone from having 3 points to 1 point. It's massive.
Precisely. So bit of GKU coming out there, PO. So you know, next pint's on you, bud. But it goes to show it's not just turn up. We're not that Tyler club. You know, we are a semi-professional club. You know, training sessions are planned previous. There's an awful lot of work that goes in besides the work that's just done on the grass.
I know, obviously, a lot goes on behind the scenes, and what Sean Eardley, what Mike Pearson, PD, Ian Dyer, what they all do behind the scenes is massive. It's massive. I think sometimes people don't realise how much they do. And it's like, I see Sean Eardley's the manager. Well, he's not just the manager, he's there for the lads. He goes in, mucks out we sweep the changing rooms after games and things like that. So when we're on the away trips, we're all in it together, and that's the bond, that's the unity. The way Sean's gone about things, and you can see with the results, because before Sean came in, the club wasn't really in a good position, league-wise as such. And he's got a group of lads in, and he's just gone forward and forward and forward. And
I think Lon made that continue as well in saying that, you know, he's definitely Mr. Llandudno.
Oh, he is.
And talking personally, I wear the badge on my heart. We've got to keep hold of him. He can take us to great things.
100%, he will do. He will do.
Touch wood. So back to yourself. I've a couple of quick fire questions for you. Now, cast your mind back all those many moons ago. Playing career now. Can you just give me the highlight of your playing career?
From a Llandudno perspective, or
playing career, mate? Playing career.
I get some stick from it from when I used to work in Airbus, but obviously making my debut for Wrexham. Actually, my full first team debut. It was against Everton. I think it was the Worthington Cup it was called back then, or the League Cup as it is. That night, full house of Wrexham, and little 20-year-old me, I'm in goal.
I think there's a nutmeg coming in there.
There was two that night, mate, thanks. But I saved the third. I didn't let him get his hat-trick.
Fair enough.
He went on to score past, what was it, Dave Seaman?
Did he? Something like that. For those of you who don't know, Wayne Rooney scored 2, if I remember correctly.
He did,
Scored 2 on the night on a 3-0 defeat. I did say highlight, didn't I? Sorry about that. Your full debut.
That was a memorable thing. I've got so many. I mean, my first under 21 cap, playing every game for Wales, playing on Sky Sports for Wales, being a part of Llandudno, being a part of real sides that played in Europe.
I think, to be honest with you, I remember...
There's a lot.
I remember two things to come from that now. I remember sitting back, watching the old Sky Sports Victory Shield. Andy Gray must have been commentating. That's how far back we're going.
God.
Something like that. And I'm sat there and I'm watching Sky Sports, and my pal Paul Whitfield with curtains is stood in goal playing for Wales. What has happened there? You look like a young Ian Walker. Do you remember him from Tottenham?
Yeah.
But no, going back to your debut for Wrexham, playing against Everton. Now we know you're a toffee. You know, how did that feel? Were you nervous inside? Were you excited about going out there and you playing against some of your heroes?
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, the night is kind of a blur because everything just happened so quickly. And did I really enjoy the night? Possibly, yeah. I remember going there. It felt like a big haze the whole game. I just remember that first back pass was given. Make sure you make a good connection. make sure, and luckily it did, and it went. So it kind of set it up for the rest of the game.
Coaching wise, we'd always said that, haven't we? You know, make sure your first catch is clean and
first pass. Yeah, exactly the same for the players.
What would be a highlight at Llandudno then? Let's concentrate on that one.
I think the League Cup final.
Yeah.
League Cup final. Yeah,
Buckley away.
It was Buckley away. We went there against Flint.
Yeah.
Flint have always been a strong side in the league, and where they are in the Welsh Prem now, you're not surprised because they are well backed. But we went there that day, and Gilly at front, he was phenomenal. It was just
scored a goal he shouldn't have scored. You know,
well, he went and smashed.
Braved this on
he was just smashing centre halves all day. I was hanging balls up for Gilly, and Gilly was coming through, just smashing players, and he was phenomenal that day. Like I said, he deserved his goal, and then obviously in the warm up, I remember because Ian Eardley, Sean's dad, he was taking the goalkeeping at the time.
Our old goalkeeper coach,
he was, and Ian was fantastic. He's like, I'm not going to try and teach you anything, you just tell me what to do it. And in fairness to him, he was volleying balls, and I always remember that first catch, and I've made the catch, and I thought, today's the day. And you get that feeling about something good's going to happen, and I actually felt it, and kind of like the hairs on the back of my neck, not on my head, but they stood up, and everything went really well in the warm-up, and then in the game I remember making save after save, and I got a little award at the end of the game. I think Gilly was a bit we won't talk to Gilly.
No, probably still pisses him off to today, but there we go. So that's a good point about the cup and everything we've had with Town. What about your coaching wise? Is there any highlight on the coaching wise? We had the Welsh gig at one point, didn't we?
We did with Yarmo, with the ladies. That was really good. That was a great learning curve, because at the time we'd just started our pathway. We jumped on the FAW pathway, and we were still finding our feet. But we had Steve Owen, who was the senior goalkeeper coach, and obviously yourself and myself doing the 19s and the 17s, which was
great. Great times.
So that's memorable. Been with TNS, been very fortunate at TNS, going into Champions League and getting through those, going to some unbelievable places where you probably would never visit. And then looking back, obviously, don't get me wrong, helping all the youngsters, boys and girls, coming through the half-term camps, coming through the weekly sessions. The little lady over there, she used to come to sessions with me. She come all around the country doing sessions. She doesn't want to be on camera or anything, so I'll get it in my neck after. But doing things like that, and then probably more recently I'm not saying it just to suck eggs or anything. You battered me as soon as. Where are you going to go? I don't know, because obviously COVID had just happened, and TNS got rid of myself, got rid of a couple of others, and we said, right, well, I'll just see what happens. And you're like, come here, come on. So,
in fact, an old goalkeeper of ours took over your place there, didn't he? If you think about it, Connor Roberts. Yeah. So came on here for a short spell, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
So,
but it's been an honour to work with. First of all, to be asked to come into the club, or come back to the club by yourself, and Sean obviously picked the phone up and to have him, because obviously I know he's very well thought of through Welsh football. To have him give me the phone call, so again, I've known Sean numerous years and played in the same team as him, given him plenty of grief in the neck when he doesn't clear the ball properly or doesn't do something right. It was always on his case, bless him. But it was brilliant. And for him to pick the phone up and say, "You come back," and it was an honour to do that. It's been brilliant. So
we're going to roll things up now. Just got two more questions for you.
No problem.
Quick fire question again.
Favourite goalkeeper now?
Go on then.
No.
You just said
Right,
it. Go on.
No,
go on. No. It's your show, obviously. Yeah. Go on.
Do you want me to say Peel? No, obviously my favourite one of all time was Nev.
Yeah.
Big Nev. Modern day, you got Lucky Allison and your Edison, because they're just different human beings, aren't they? How they play the game.
Yeah. We'd have to disagree on the favourite of all time, I'm afraid. You know. Well, you go for the big Welshman, I'd go for the big Dane. It's one of them.
See, this is my argument with it. When Nev was up there, obviously the game of football's changed.
Yeah,
would
massively.
they be? Yes, they'd still be successful in the modern day, but they weren't really like an Edison or an Allison playing with their feet. So because the game's changed,
I have this discussion over and over with people. You know, the question comes out. You know, who's better, Peter Schmeichel or Kasper Schmeichel? And I'm like, the game, two different games. Yeah. Two different games, the way it's changed.
You look at that, same with Neville and with Peter Schmeichel, is that when Neville was on his decline, or sort of Everton were on the decline, he was still producing week in, week out.
Yeah.
And Peter Schmeichel then came into a different world, the goalkeeping, the big starfish save, and some of the saves he pulled off, and
they weren't what a goalkeeper should have been doing, really. He rewrote the book, didn't he? But no, I'll agree with you. Certainly at one point, Nev Southall was most definitely the best goalkeeper in the world. Definitely was at one point. But yeah. So anyway, the show's back in my hands now. So two more questions. Two more questions.
Go on then.
One more quick fire. Is it a yes or a no for pineapple on pizza?
Pineapple on pizza, yeah.
It's got to be a yeah. I thought so. And one big question, just before we wrap it all up and everything. I know you're off to pastures new, etc. But will you return? Will we see Paul Whitfield in a Llandudno coaching jersey or jacket or anything like that? Is it on the cards? Possibly. I've got a feeling the door's open.
The door thankfully is open. I'm going to Swansea with an open mind. I'm going to throw my heart and soul into it because it's my passion. It's what I want to do. It's where I want to be in full-time football. I'd never say never, because you can't do that in life. But you'll see me back definitely in the stand supporting the lads and getting behind Sean, getting behind yourself and everybody.
As I predicted to Levi before, it was a very political answer, mate. Anyway,
no, I have to. But no,
all the best to you.
Thank you very much,
and
mate.
We'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much for everything.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Done.